So thank you everyone for coming to today's Technical Tuesday session. We really appreciate it. This is a time where we could actually share with you guys what is exactly going on in the Euro USD and the US dollar Japanese yen. And we're not going to hold you guys hostage for too long. What we're going to do is just share a little bit about what we think may happen on the Euro USD or on what we call the fiber and the US dollar Japanese yen. But good morning, Stuart. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Davina. Thank you guys so much for coming. So with that said, let's talk about what's happening with the Euro USD. So then, as you guys can see, let me just draw this out for you so you guys can see clearly. We saw price form this double bottom right here. We see this double bottom setup. Price pushed higher. Then we had a retracement, pushed higher. Then we had another pullback, creating a lower high. A higher low. Price expanded higher. Tested this area of institutional resistance, and then we saw price create this double top formation, and then we see an expansion lower, and now we see price pulling back, retesting this area of resistance. What was once support here and resistance here is acting as resistance again. So then this is what we're seeing on this particular pair. Let me just remove this right now. Remove this marker. Okay, so then right now we see that price is testing this area of resistance and this neckline area of this double top that was created on the Euro USD, and we can see that price reacted to this area. We see this bearish candle for now. Even though the day hasn't closed yet, we can see that momentum has been to the downside for today. So then this is something that we definitely want to pay attention to, but we do see that price is having a difficult time breaking through this particular area. And if you take your Fibonacci tool, and draw it from this high all the way down to this low right here, we can see that price is also testing the 50% Fibonacci level or area. You can see, you look left, that price is testing this 50% retracement level. So then, you know, there's reasons to believe that we should see some sort of bearish reaction to this level. Not only do you see price testing the 50% Fibonacci level, you also see price testing this area of daily structure resistance. What was once resistance and support right here is now functioning as resistance again. And you see price testing the 20-day moving average. If you zoom in, you can see it. That price is testing this line right here, this line that's flattening out. This is what we call our 20-day moving average. It's really a 20 simple moving average, but we're seeing this indicator on the daily time frame. And whenever you see this indicator start flattening or sloping to the downside, then that's an indication that we could see a bearish momentum, a change in bias. But you know, we still want to do our due diligence. We still want to go through different time frames to really see what's happening. So then what we're going to do is zoom out of this daily time frame. We're going to zoom out, and then what we're going to do next is drop down to a smaller time frame. So then, you know, we see this on the daily. It looks like price may want to slide lower or expand lower, completing what could potentially be a head and shoulders pattern on the daily, where we have the left shoulder right here. Let me just draw this in. We have the left shoulder, and then we have the head, and then we could potentially have the right shoulder forming, thus creating this type of move to the downside. However, we don't know. We just want to sort of trade what the market gives us. So with that said, what we're going to do right now is drop down to a smaller time frame to see what's happening on a smaller time frame. So then what we're going to do next is drop down to the 4-hour. Okay, so right now we're looking at the 4-hour chart. You can see that price expanded lower and it paused right at this support, because that's what typically happens. Most of the time price will pause or consolidate around support and resistance, and we can see that happening right here. Then we had this expansion higher, and then next is pullback. Let's go through it. We had this push higher, and then we had this small retracement, and then another expansion higher, and then we can see that price is sort of consolidated around this resistance area first before we see this nice expansion to the downside. But what we see right now is price is testing this area of 4-hour structure support, because it was support here, and the same area of support function as resistance right around here. So then price is testing this area of support, and there's a likelihood that we could see price react to this level as well. But we only want to trade what price is giving us. We have to gather clues, gather data on what's happening, because if you look at your stochastics, it's in oversold territory, which means overbought territory, which means that there's more there's a possibility for us to see continued weakness or a continued fall or slide to the downside. So that's something for us to pay attention to. So what we're going to do now is drop down to the 1 hour, and we're going to see what's taking place on the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we can see that we have this setup. What is forming? For those that are familiar with classical chart patterns, what do we see right now on the 1 hour? We see that price made this expansion higher on the 1 hour. We saw this correction. It created a higher low, but then we get this equal high, and then we see price expand and fall to the downside. So then what is that was created? For those that are familiar with classical setups and classical chart patterns, okay? Yeah, so then Brandon chimed in, Maria chimed in, Marie and Brian. Okay, double top, double top, double top. Yes, that's exactly what we see. We see a double top form on this particular pair. Thank you, Richard, as well, for chiming in. So we see this double top. We see that price encountered this area of structure support. So then there's a possibility for us to see a reaction or a bounce in price. So what we can do is look at the next area of resistance. And where is that? Well, look left. You see that we have this wick right here, and we have this swing high or the structure high right here, where price tested it before this area and then fell and then pushed and broke through it. So then we have this zone of resistance that we can also isolate and identify as well. So then this is what I'm banking on. This is what I would hope that we would see. I would like to see price bounce higher and retest this zone right here as resistance, and then from there we'll enter our short on bearish confirmation, and then we could just target the lows. This could be our first target. Target 1 could be right here, and then target 2 could be right here at this $1.11 institutional level. So then yeah, that's what I believe is happening on the Euro USD. We're going to look for an opportunity to short on a pullback in price. All right. So that's it for the Euro USD. Are there any questions about this particular pair? This is what we're pretty much waiting for. We're just waiting for price now to rebound or to retrace or correct higher into this zone, which is between, you could say, 111.28 or 1.1128 and 1.1135 or 36. We're just waiting for price to retrace into that zone or correct higher into that zone, and then from there we're going to look to sell on bearish confirmation. So I hope that helped you guys, and if you don't have any questions, then we can definitely move forward and talk about what's taking place on our next currency pair, which is the US dollar Japanese yen. So going once, going twice. All right, so I guess we can move forward and talk about the US dollar Japanese yen. So what I'm going to do now is go to the daily time frame, and then we're going to jump right into the US dollar Japanese yen. So then let me go to the daily, and then let me go to the US dollar Japanese yen. All right, so then the US dollar Japanese yen is a bit more trickier to really figure out. For a while I thought that price was going to respect this weekly descending trend line resistance. We see this blue diagonal line represents a weekly descending trend line. If we go back up to the weekly chart, you'll be able to see this weekly descending trend line. You can see that it tested multiple highs. It tested this area and then this area, and then right now it was testing this area recently, but we could see that price broke to the upside and it broke above this trend line, which makes really perfect sense, because if you look at it, this is what we were really respecting anyways. We was really looking for a while, or we was expecting price to expand higher, mainly due to what we see right here. We saw this pattern form in the market. We saw this pattern form, and then price retraced, and then that would give you a buying opportunity from there. And then from here we should see price expand higher all the way up to this area right here that we identified and marked around 111, that 111 institutional level, really right around here. So then let me just place a marker there, because this is right when price tests that 111 institutional level, then we have to really pay attention to price right around this zone or this area. So then let me just do that right here. So then that's pretty close to the 111 handle level. So we're expecting for price to expand higher. That's what we're looking at right now. We're expecting price to push all the way up to test this 111.00 institutional level. So with that said, let's go back to daily again. Okay, so then right now we're looking at the daily time frame, and what we're going to do is look for opportunities to trade dips in price. So what we could do is just isolate key zones that we want to mark. And right now we see this area right here. This area, what was once former resistance, may act as support. So then what we're going to do is draw in this zone right here. Draw in this zone right here, because we see that we have resistance right here. We have resistance here, and the same area was resistance right here, and it sort of functioned as resistance again right around here. We saw a little reaction to price, and then from there price expanded higher. So what we could do is just wait patiently and just wait for price to give us a nice decent retracement back down to this level, because what was once former resistance may function as support. So then this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for price to expand lower or correct lower, and then from there we're going to look for some sort of bullish reaction to price. That's what I'm hoping on. I'm hoping that we get that, even though for the past few days this push to the upside has been pretty parabolic, with very limited pullbacks in price. So then a pullback is bound to happen soon, but we don't know when. Oftentimes when price travels like this, then we just have to really just wait for price to retrace to a significant level. But what I want to do next is go down to the 4-hour chart, because it could provide more clues on what we need to look for. Okay, so then this is the 4-hour chart, and as you can see, we had this area of hesitation right here, and we don't really see much clues on where price can go or what price could do. On the 4-hour chart, we just have to wait for price just to slide lower and test this area. Let's go down to the 1-hour chart. Okay, and yeah, this is the 1-hour chart, and we don't see much happening, but what we do notice is that price pushed higher, and it's sort of consolidating. You could say right now it's sort of in that consolidation phase where price is trapped between this high and this high right here and this low. So then this could be a good sign that we could see a correction in price take place soon. So then let me remove this line, and let me share with you guys what could potentially happen. So then price could potentially do something like this. It may retest this high up here, this area of support or resistance, I mean. Retest this area of resistance, and then from there we could see price slide lower, breaking this zone or area of support. And if you do see that, then that can give us further clues that, you know, we could see price fall lower and test this region right here, which is where we're looking for our buying opportunity. So yeah, like with the US dollar, Japanese yen, I'm not really going to trade that too much unless I see something obvious on this pair. But as of now, you know, I'm just going to wait to see if price could make its way down into this zone right here between 109.57 and 109.73. If price can make its way down to this zone, then I'll look for a buying opportunity. And you know, if you're a swing trader, you could hold it off. You can hold your buy opportunity until price reaches this area right here at the 111 institutional area or psychological level. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys got something out of us analyzing the US dollar, Japanese yen. So yeah, Marvin, did you have anything you wanted to share? Yeah, Marvin, did you have anything you wanted to share? Yeah, I know Marvin's in the background. I don't know if you can hear his voice. But yeah, so then, yeah, are there any questions? If not, then we can definitely close out early. You know, I don't want to hold you guys any longer than I have to. Okay, yes, there's not. Okay, yeah, thanks, Richard, for chiming in. I guess we don't have too many questions, but I guess for now, just listen, just look at what happens to both of these pairs. Just pay attention to the Euro USD especially, because that's where we're looking for a more higher probability play. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Karen, for coming. Yeah, I think you did mention you were going to come. Yeah, so thanks a lot for coming. So yeah, but other than that, that's it. Yeah, Marv, did you have anything you wanted to share? Yeah, I guess not. So yeah, he's in the background being quiet. So yeah, I guess we can close out for now. Thank you guys so much for coming. And yeah, we'll meet again next week. So hopefully this plays out. If not, then that's okay, because trading is not about being a psychic and knowing exactly what's going to happen. It's all about adjusting and making decisions based on what price gives you. So then we see what price is telling us now, and then we sort of make a conclusion, or we sort of make a theory or a hypothesis on what we believe is going to take place in the markets, because nothing's ever guaranteed. Remember, we're trading random outcomes. Anything can happen at any moment. A tweet or some news about a bank or anything could change sentiment. So then, you know, you have to be aware of that. And that's why risk management is so important and so key to trading the markets. Now, for those that are free members, if you guys are interested in joining our private community, you can still do that while we're still charging $1, a $1 trial. But that's going to be short term. This is just a special, a short $1 trial for a few days. And yeah, and then from there, you guys will be able to join us on the sessions. But we're going to end that really soon. Really soon. So I just want to let you guys know that. But anyways, thanks again for coming. And like we say at the end of every single meeting, make sure you always count your blessings, not your pips. And we will definitely talk to you guys later. All right, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and we will talk to you guys later. All right, okay, bye.